Hey guys, how's it going? So it's been a little while since I made a video. I feel like that's becoming the normal thing I say at the beginning of every video since it's always been a while now. But yeah, so I've basically been not really making videos consistently since I've started, or since I've ended the 90 days and then the 90-day NoFap challenge, and then I made that last video, I would say the most epic video. And then after that it kind of took a dive, and that's because no, I don't think, but that's because I was doing other things for sure, but I think the biggest reason was I kind of, once I got to the 90 days, I kind of fooled myself into believing like I was just done with it, it was over. And so when you think something is done, you're not really putting your attention to it. And since I didn't put my attention to it, it subtly kind of slipped right back in. Not to the large extent or degree as before, but still, it slipped right in there, and it had subtle effects. Because before it was like kind of day and night. I mean, from where I was coming to where I got, it was like a huge, obvious difference. This time I was still kind of on top of it. Started fapping again, and then I thought, this is okay. I could handle this. I gained everything there is to gain from that. I kind of took the mental approach, like, this is all kind of in the mind. This is totally a mental, kind of discipline thing. And that's what I took away from it, that run. And now I'm kind of realizing there's a little bit more to it for sure. And that's kind of like the pitfalls there's always. It's almost kind of, I really don't want you guys to take this literally, but it's almost like an impossible journey, the way I see it. I mean, it's not impossible, but it almost is, because if you look at it, there's always some way it finds itself to like come back in your life, or to just be part of your life. Because if you think about it, through the millions of years of evolution that you went through, as a species on this planet, to get to where you are, sex, reproduction, that was all part of the process for that whole, so long. And that's all in your DNA, that's all programmed into you. And this is probably like the first, step, or the first time your, biological existence from, from a single cell organism to where you are now, is where you have the choice to actually choose to not do this one thing. You've always been eating and you've always been having sex. That's like the two constants in your whole, entire spans of biological existence. And this is the first time, as, a living being, you have that kind of mental, how would I say, like, I guess just awareness, and the capability to kind of move beyond that and see what's beyond that. And that's kind of like, that should be, that's why I say it's like an impossible journey, because if you look at it from that perspective, it's like, holy crap, that's so ingrained into my biology. And then if you look at just your own life, like, scratch the biology, if you just look at your own life and culture, it's like, holy crap, like, for me, I was like really thinking about this deep, and kind of putting up a timeline for it. Before, I didn't really know what age I started fapping and all that, but thinking back, like with school and stuff, I connected the dots, like what grade I was in and all that. And so I figured when I was 11 I started. And so that kind of blows my mind, because at 11 I remember that's when I hit puberty. That was the first time I heard about sex. Like, I started getting curious about it, and that's when I discovered porn. And it was like, it wasn't even like some mild porn. It was like some, I wouldn't say fucked up stuff, but it was like a threesome or a foursome or something like that. So that was my, like, exposure to sexuality once I opened up to sexuality. So that's kind of, you know, if you think about how much human brain, a child's brain is influenced and how much it, you know, changes over time. So like that's what it was nurtured into. Sexuality is so powerful, and it was nurtured in that atmosphere of, you know, of freaking just not you know, not normal sexuality, I would say. And at such a young age, and I, you know, I really thought about it, and I'm pretty sure most of you are in the same situation where it came into your life so early, and then, you know, I added that whole like biological thing, and then you kind of look at it and it's like, holy crap, you know, maybe you shouldn't really beat yourself up on it if you fail, because you are kind of taking the impossible journey, you know. You should definitely give yourself some props if you can, if even you've decided, you know, to try this. Like, you should give yourself mad props that you look at it and you're like, yeah, you know, that kind of makes sense. Like, I should try it for myself. I should experience that. Like, props to you, even if you can't make it 2 days. Like, mad props to you, because I mean, just growing up in that, and then plus our societal norms and culture, it really encourages that. And they even say like you should, you know, masturbate and all that for a healthy reproductive system and all that. It's very one-sided. Like, they don't really get deep into it. They don't really tell you the whole truth about all that. You only hear that one side, and then growing up in that whole sexualized atmosphere, you know, for you to really get to the point where you're kind of questioning that, and then for you to actually take the step and try it, and to beyond that even push yourself once you hit those walls, like, so many props to you. Like, how does one even get to that point after all I just said, you know? And it does become kind of like the impossible journey. So wherever you are in this journey, you know, don't make excuses for yourself, but at the same time realize you are taking major steps. And I mean, props to you, and, you know, welcome on this journey. I mean, life's a journey, and don't make this out to be like some big ass thing. Like, I know I just made it out to be a big ass thing, but this is just like to kind of put perspective on things, because sometimes just having a different perspective on something gives you a whole different kind of meaning to it, and then you could approach it in a different way. And so that was my attempt at that right there, because when you look at it like that, it's like, okay, you know, I'm in for a ride. You know, this might not be done now or later, but I'm just gonna be on this journey for a while. And so I got kind of lost in that process and kind of backtracked, because I was like, yeah, I'm done, goodbye. And so that, you know, even when I completed the biggest challenge for me, which was the 90 days, I went beyond it, 100 something days. Even doing that, like, I wasn't even done, because, you know, and then just came back right around that same cycle. You know, something slipped in my mind and just came right back, like, you know, square one. But not really square one. Like I mentioned before, you know, don't look at it as a absolute kind of thing. You know, if you failed, then you're all the way back at, you know, home base, like, just, you know, square one home base. Don't look at it as black and white, but at the same time, you know, give yourself some perspective and give yourself some props. So yeah, guys, hope you guys are having a great journey, and I will, you know, I'm not gonna promise I'll make, I notice at the end of every video now, I'm promising that I'll probably make some videos, and at the beginning of every video, I'm apologizing from not making videos. So fuck it, you know, if I decide to make a video, I'll make a video. So here was a video. Thank you for watching. See you later.